So, that said, I wanted to introduce some impressions about the topic of intuition. So first, turning to Rumi, The Essential Rumi by Coleman Barks. He is the translator to trust when it comes to Rumi. So here we go. This is called The Tent. Outside, the freezing desert night. This other night inside grows warm, kindling. Let the landscape be covered with thorny crust. We have a soft garden in here. The continents blasted, cities and little towns, everything becomes a scorched, blackened ball. The news we hear is full of grief for that future, but the real news inside here is there's no news at all. Friend, our closeness is this. Anywhere you put your foot, feel me in the firmness under you. How is it with this love? I see your world and not you. Listen to presences inside poems. Let them take you where they will. Follow those private hints and never leave the premises. So that, to me, I just love that. It's really gets at the sense of this inner landscape, this sense that we're tapping into something that's quite rich. Like he says, this other night inside grows warm, kindling. So there's a sense of kind of warmth and vitality there. Follow these private hints and never leave the premises. So this sense that we should rest in what we find inside, and that we should listen to what's inside poems, so what's inside this sort of poetic nature, this sort of poetic understanding of the world, and let them take you where they will. So really trusting that, really trusting our intuition. So I also wanted to share my own kind of experience of intuition in my meditation that springs out of my meditation practice. So I first started meditating 9 years ago. I studied Jack Kornfield's tapes on Vipassana, so I was mostly working with my breath, body, sensations, and then that was when I was living in Seattle, and then I moved to Missoula, and knew that I wanted to get in touch with a spiritual community, a community that could support my meditation practice. So I found the Friends of the Western Buddhist Order in Missoula, studied meditation, took a meditation class, Meditation Introduction to the Buddhism with Satyaloka, and learned the two practices that we teach in the Friends of the Western Buddhist Order, the mindfulness of breathing and the Metta-bhavana, and just really took to the mindfulness of breathing. Like, I'd been working with my breath, it all made sense, I could really find myself in that practice, felt very embodied. Whereas the Metta-bhavana practice, which is the cultivation, just basically focusing on cultivating loving kindness for ourselves, for all beings, really breaking down the kind of barriers. I just couldn't get into the practice. It wasn't that I didn't experience that sense of loving kindness or metta, universal loving kindness. It wasn't that I didn't experience that, I just felt like I could way more easily access that in the breath, following the breath, kind of that sense of openness to my breath. So I worked with the Metta-bhavana off and on, but just really had lots of issues with it, lots of struggles over those years. Felt kind of stuck, actually. So about a year and a half ago, I was teaching meditation in Missoula. We opened up the center to a meditation class, and only one person showed up. So I was sitting in the shrine room, 3rd Street in Missoula, Montana. Lots of good memories there.